Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. In the name of Allah, most gracious and most merciful, and peace be upon His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Actually, it fills me with great pleasure to be with you and to share this precious moment in the life of a human being, of a Muslim. In fact, when these will grow up, my kids, you will realize that this was the happiest moment in your life. Because when you ask me, when was the happiest moment in your life? I can answer back that has been over 25 years ago, where I started memorizing and ended memorizing the Qur'an. So at that moment I was very happy. I was in the fourth year of the college, that's before the last year of the Faculty of Medicine, and that I did memorize the Qur'an. It was almost on my own with the help of some friends, and I was very happy at that moment. Still this moment, when you ask me what was the happiest moment in your life, I tell you this was the moment of memorizing the Qur'an. So you will never forget this moment in your life. And secondly, that it bears a responsibility on our shoulders. I see that the children are motivated by the mother, father, the family itself. And that's an important thing, to convey to others, that you have to motivate the families to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put on their shoulders as Muslims in general, and as Muslims in this country as a special occasion. Because in general, Muslims should take care of their deen, and they should try to memorize, understand, and implement the Quran. But in a country like this, more responsibility is being brought on your shoulders as father and mother. Because we see our children, if you don't care of their children, we see bad examples of children going astray. I myself, last week I was in the flea market of Mississauga, and this is a spot for da'wah in the flea market, and came a young adult. I would not say his nationality, never mind, but he was Muslim. He said, I should be a Muslim, and my parents are Muslims, and I've been born here. But he began to throw out corrupted ideas about Islam. He was in doubt of everything. He lost his mind. To me, I was astonished. How could he brought in such from parents, Muslim parents, and he was astray so easily? That's the thing. That's the issue. His parents did not take care of him. So others took care of his mind and tuned his mind to the opposite way, against the Quran. So the best thing in your life will be the Quran giving you the hifz, the protection from going astray. When you have the Quran in your hand, in your heart, in your mind, and in your tongue, this is the way to keep on the righteous path till the end of your life, until you meet in Jannah, inshallah. You know how farmers, remove this stuff. You know how the farmers, they put the seeds in the ground, they wait for 1 year, months, put the water, they get patient. Sometimes bored up, as some of our children said, I almost give up the memorization. But he didn't. And that's the good thing he did. He didn't give up. And that's what the farmer does. He doesn't give up. Even if some rain or storm destroys the crop, he keeps on like this. Why? Because he's motivated by the moment when he sees the crops erupting, and we gather the fruits and harvest what he did in the previous months or year. So that's the moment. Today you are harvesting part of your crop. You are harvesting the fruits of what you did in the last 3 years, what your parents, your teachers, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought you to this big bounty of Him, which is memorization of the Quran. So you are harvesting part, but the real harvest will be there in the Akhirah. So that, as we all know, that the Quran will be an argument. It will argue with you against anyone. Imagine that you are in the Akhirah, and Surah Al-Baqarah and Al-Imran, as the hadith authenticated says, they will be in front of you. Clear the way for this guy. He is going to Jannah. This is an authenticated hadith. Baqarah, Al-Imran, Surah. will be simulated in some way. We don't know how, but they are simulated in something that can talk. And they will stand in front of you and walk in front of you, clearing the way for you to Jannah. Imagine this. Because you memorized the Baqarah and Al-Imran. And the rest of the Quran is an intercessor for you. As you know, the hadith that was in Ramadan, we always say that it intercedes with you in the Akhirah. It prevented. Oh Allah, I prevented him from sleep. The Quran. So what you do is just like a farmer. You are just starting to harvest the crop. But I assure you that this Quran, inshallah, that you memorize will be your guidance till the rest of your life, till the end of your life. And in the Akhirah, it will be a rejoice, as we heard from Brother Hamza, not only for the son, but for the parents, not only for the daughter, but for her parents as well, who paved the way for memorizing the Quran and helped and motivated them. So it's a glad rejoice for everyone who participated. And certainly, on top of all, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the founder of this place, Dr. Idris and Dr. Farah, of course, a great gift that he guided them to do and start this type of school in this country in particular. Actually, it fills my heart with pleasure to come to such place and to see there are still Muslims, sincere Muslims, that are doing a great job for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It touches my heart actually. And I feel that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is keeping along, guiding, helping such people. And there will be always such people, as Prophet Muhammad said. There will be always in every time such sincere people that they keep along and they're motivated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they start their programs like this ever in all parts of the world, if it's possible. They do their best, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will praise them all. I finally have to make some advice to my children who memorize the Quran, because I think you should keep them. As Brother Hamda said, the start of the memorizing is difficult. The end is quite easy. Alhamdulillah, you get happy. But the shaitan will not leave you, because he'll say, oh, now you're a Hafiz. You don't need to revise once more. Let's have a rest for a few months, and then we'll start once more revising. That's the trap. Once you do this, you are lost. That's the shaitan wants from you. To leave the Quran a few months, and that's all. You lost it. Prophet Muhammad said so. That the Quran is like a camel. You know, at that time the camel was the main animal for riding. They used to tie it from the neck just in order not to get away. So the Prophet Muhammad is giving a simile. The Quran is like the camel that you tie. If you leave the rope, it will run away. Imagine this. So if you leave the revision of the Quran, it will run away. Just like this camel. Just like this camel. So the advice is to keep along, revising what you have memorized of the Quran. Just 2 tips I'm giving you for revision. At least you should revise 1 juz per day, at least. Those who are more clever, they can do more. Scholars say you should revise 4 to 5 juz per day. That's what scholars say. But never mind. Let us start by only 1 juz at least per day. Where can I revise and when? That's the tip. Fix a proper time for revision. You see? And my choice was, I gave you 2 choices. Number 1, after Fajr prayer. After Fajr. And the second is before sleeping. At these 2 times you are always free, relatively free, you know? Even if you have some studies or some stuff to do. Fixing time is very important. Fixing the amount is very important. You can recite while you're in the bus, while you're walking. I used to recite Quran while I was walking, going here and there. Any way I go, I could recite. When I got a car, I used to recite while I'm inside, or open some CD or any cassette to help me for recitation and memorizing. So this is the first important thing for the Quran. Second advice, you have to try to learn the meaning of the Quran as much as possible. As much as possible. You learn the meaning, you memorize more, and to implement, and it's very important. Implement. Try and put in action. Al-Quran is the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving to you. It's the final word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving to this humankind. So if you take care of it, you'll be taking care of Allah's words. Imagine that you have a friend, and this friend is a loving friend for you, and he's giving you every day some email. See? And you just open your mobile phone, it's today's advice, that's good. Every day you give advice. Wouldn't you like to open and tune your mobile to listen and see this email? Sure you would, because you think He loves you. So this is exactly the issue. So the Quran is Allah's words given to you for guidance of mankind, and for me and for you. So if you tune yourself, tune your mind, and tune your heart, and then tune your tongue to the guidance of Quran, you'll be always guided, inshallah. The shaitan wants you to switch off or change the tune to other issues in the dunya, and thereby you lose the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, despite it's always there. I always give the simulation of the Quran guidance like the electromagnetic waves. We are now, all of us are living in this electromagnetic field because of the mobile phones, TV, and so. This continuous electromagnetic wave, they are present all through. But the one who has the mobile phone is tuned to them is the one who is going to benefit. See now? So if you switch off or you change your tune, you will never hear or never listen to these waves. If you switch off or you tune your heart away from the Quran, despite it's always there, but you are the one who switch on your own. You chose this, so don't blame and accept yourself. So the final plea for you all, and for myself as well, is to keep along this reciting, memorizing, implementing, and finally speaking with others. Let them share this program. Let them tell them about the program, so that most of the ummah would be Hafiz. Most of the ummah, it's you and like you who are the people who are going to unite back the ummah to be the best ummah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. I thank you, brothers. Jazakumullah khairan.